Hi YouTube. I just wanted to say hello. Sorry, I've been gone for a little bit. I meant to be shooting actually a little bit more, but didn't get a chance to get in a car accident. Long story short, just haven't had time. But anyways, I just wanted to shoot a quick little video as my everyday makeup. So it's not usually heavy. This is something you can wear anywhere, work, to the store or whatever. It's just to cover up, you know, some of our imperfections and enhance everything else. So it's going to be very minimal. I am going to show you just using 4 brushes. So you'll just need a shader brush. This is, you know, you can use this. It's usually a blush brush, but I use it also for contouring. And one little fluffy brush and a foundation brush. So literally you'll need 4 brushes and very minimal makeup. I'll post a picture as well of all the makeup I'm using today, so it can make it really easy on you guys. So to get started, what I'm gonna do is start with covering up some of the redness. So in my face, I usually get some redness around my nose, and you know, my under eye is always never that great. So in order to start, what I'm gonna do first is start with concealer after I prime. So I usually use the Maybelline Master Prime, and this is like my everyday primer. It does the job. You know, I'm usually indoors regularly, but I use an SPF in my lotion for my face. So I already have SPF on, so I don't need any of that. I just want something that's gonna help the makeup stay. So there you go. I feel pretty well primed. Let that kind of simmer there for a little bit. And then what I do is I start with my concealer. For today, I'm going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 concealer pencil. And this is in the color medium, I believe. Yes. So I'm out of the one I usually use, which is my naked one. So I'm going to go with this. And don't mind me if I pick up a little mirror because I'm kind of sitting funny here. So I'm going to do all in here. I like to go underneath my nose and right under the other eye. Kind of make triangles there and that. And then I like to also do the very tip of my nose, go up in here just to kind of highlight a little bit in that area. So this is kind of what I look like. And then I go ahead with a foundation brush and I just kind of swish kind of in a patting motion and also blend. So I kind of just do that to the under eye, and to all the areas I put foundation in or concealer on. The nose, I like to make sure I'm kind of doing one of these and then also tap it in. You don't want to take too much off. But as you can tell, my nose gets a lot of redness. So I always tend to do that. And then at the end, you'll see I contour it slightly with my bronzer. Sorry, I'm losing my words here. Trying to like do this and talk. It's not as easy as I thought. So there you go. That's what I do first. I start with my concealer. Then I go in really quickly and set it, because I'm one of those people, if I don't set my makeup really fast, then it'll go away. So I'm using, actually I use this rice powder from Palladio. I bought this at a Sally's. I've heard so many good things about it that I was dying to get it. And then once I did, I'm hooked and addicted. So I use it now every single day to set my concealer. So now I just go in, I pat this, and I take some in my hand and kind of pat the brush out, and then swivel it around that area where I just did my under eye. And this will help just everything stay all day. My concealer will crease if I don't set it immediately. I'm just that kind of person. So, and then I just kind of go over every area that I put that on. So now I'm looking kind of pale, right, in the middle part of my face. I don't use foundation on a regular basis, but one thing I have been doing is using a little bit of this, which is the Bare Minerals in the color Golden Medium. which is the W20. And I do just a slight bit of that all over my face. So as you know, you can kind of pat this out a little. And then same brush I just used, I just kind of put that in here, tap it out, and then just go in to the rest of my face so that just to get a little bit more coverage all around my face. This is a little lighter than I currently am. Oh, and just so you guys know, one thing I did do is I did have my eyebrows on already. That I'm gonna save for a different tutorial, but that's pretty much all I had done to my face before I started. So kind of now get a little bit more even tone to the face. From here I go straight into eyes. I always just get some of the regular primer I did, and I had that just kind of rub it on my face. I don't use a separate primer every day for my eyeshadow, so I'm not big into doing that. It's just me though. So for today I'm gonna use my chocolate bar. So for the chocolate bar, which you can tell I use it a lot, right? I'm gonna go in with this color here, the lightest shade, kind of get that all over. And other side, which is just to kind of start with a nice lighter base, and it'll kind of blend into your skin some. And for this I'm just using a regular what is this, a crease brush actually, but I just use it for everything. Then I'm gonna go in with this color here. I like to just kind of keep it very natural, very neutral. I'm gonna go in and just do windshield wiper motions in my crease. Nothing extravagant, but just quick and easy. This should normally take me like, I would say 10 minutes max. But it depends, I guess, what kind of day I'm having. And then I'm gonna, just for the sake of giving my eye a little wake up, I'm gonna go with that color right next to it, right on my lid, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. And that color is pretty shimmery, as you will see. So I just do that, and then I go in and make sure everything blends perfectly together. I'm also gonna go ahead and put a little bit of that on the inside corner of my eye, brighten up the eye. Okay, so now that I've done both of those things, I like to use a light colored pencil. This is from Palladio too. This is pretty much a shadow liner in a color ombre, which is kind of like a cream color. I'm not too into the bright white because I'm kind of tan, so I feel that a more like nude color is better for that. So I go ahead and do that to brighten up the eye. Right in there. So that'll brighten that area up just a little bit. Just enough to give it like a little boom. And also, I go in with a skinny pencil. This is from Tarte. This is a lash liner. This close-up lash liner is super skinny, and I love it for this purpose. I go ahead and like tight line right above here. I know this looks probably really odd to you guys, but it helps the lashes kind of look a little thicker, and helps the lash line a lot. So I like to tight line daily whenever I'm not going to do a wing or go crazy with the makeup. So now that I've tight lined, my eyes are looking pretty bright, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and take my Prestige, the Blackest lash. This is my absolute favorite for every day. The mascara, it just goes on so beautifully. I'm not really sure if it's the formula because the brush is pretty standard, but it's so chunky and thick. It helps my lashes be chunky and thick, which is exactly what I like for everyday purposes. And it's not waterproof, So when you go take off your makeup, it comes right off without any hassles. So just go ahead and put a little mascara on. Top and bottom lashes. I usually use the beginning with just my top first, and then I go into the bottom because sometimes there's a little too much mascara on the brush for the bottom lashes. So this is just kind of how I do it. And then my bottom. And you know, I don't usually use any liner or anything on everyday purposes underneath. So it kind of helps keep the eye really bright through the day. I'm not big into dark eyes, you know, for everyday purposes. All right. Then I go ahead and I grab my little blush brush. Geez, why is that so hard to say? But I'm gonna start with my bronzer. This is from Bahama Mama. This is the Balm bronzer. Absolute favorite. I mean, is there a specific color in this? Not really sure, but I love it. I mean, I've been addicted to this thing forever. I feel like it's like the perfect color for my skin bronzing. It's not too orange, not too brown. It's perfect. So I go ahead and I just go in this. And this is gonna be a light kind of way of helping the face come alive. I also go kind of in a stroke of my jaw. So I would do something along that line and then keep it right there. And a little bit on my forehead. Same thing on the other side. And the jawline. This will create a really beautiful shadow all around the neck area. And it'll help everything kind of blend beautifully. I mean, look how beautiful that color is. I can't deal. I love this bronzer. And I also take the foundation or the eye brush that I use, the crease brush. I take the same one and I dab it in here for my nose contour. So I basically just go from the bridge of my nose right here, and I would go there and then do the same thing on the other side. And I let that kind of bake, if you will, kind of just sit there for a little bit while I finish the rest, and at the end I blend it out. I'm just big into nose contouring, so it's like my thing. I just do that. For my next item, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a little bit of blush on the cheekbones. And the one I'm using today is Sephora. It's from Sephora. It's Sweet on You. It's a beautiful, like, peachy color. I'm a big fan of the peaches on my skin tone. They come out less bright, I think. And I'm not, let's say, the biggest fan of huge, like, brightness on my cheek. Okay, so now that this has been sitting on my nose for a little bit, I grab a little more of the rice powder and just go over my entire face with it. And blend out any harsh lines I might have left. I'm big on blending. I think you gotta blend your makeup after you think you're done. Blend it just a little bit more. It's just the way I've always been about it. Okay, so my eyes are looking good. Now I go in with a little bit of this e.l.f. Jumbo Lip Gloss. It's in a pink color. Actually, it's called Pink Umbrellas. It matches pretty well with my lip color automatically, so I kind of like to keep it very natural. And I just go in. It's very moisturizing too. It's not overwhelming. That I love it. It's like so fresh smelling and everything. It's very nice. And then I also grab a little bit of lip gloss. This one's from Sephora. It's a mini one, and I just go over it. I know everybody's loving these matte lipsticks and everything, but I'm a gloss girl for everyday purposes. It's just my thing. I love me some gloss. Okay, and then I'm gonna take just a slight amount of this color down here from the Too Faced palette. Same brush, I'm gonna go ahead and use the blush brush. I'm gonna dip it in there, kind of swirl it, and that's what I'm gonna use for highlight today. Just put a little bit on here. Just highlight the top of my cheeks a little. Don't wanna go too crazy. And a little bit on my nose. And there you have it. This is my everyday look. You wear this work, to school, anywhere you want, and it's very clean, very natural looking, and literally it was just a few steps.